are really gonna watch this,
They ain't got nothing else to do.
right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she want us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, man. You ready?
Am I ready? Are they ready?
Nigga.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I am here with
Your girl so fab. Hey, y'all. And
OBLIO.
the dopest in the game. How's everybody doing today?
you know, it's another day. Oh, you know,
It's been good.
good.
Really
good.
good. Thank you. Thank
How
you for
about-
asking.
How about you, my guy?
I was cool.
Got your tea?
Then I wasn't cool. And we're going to talk about why I wasn't cool on a rant, because I got to tell people I'm going to rant, because then they'll show up. Because I'm about to go in.
You need some drops?
I got some over here, but I want to do this dropless.
Okay.
I need people to feel me, son. You know what I'm saying?
Feel you be?
Know what I mean?
Know what I'm saying?
Know what I mean? Know what I mean? But so you know, whatever you
Huh?
day was good.
I mean, you know, it's another day. And just, you know, seeing a lot of the commentary of people kind of dealing with the realization of what has happened and,
Mhm.
you know, the fear of what is to come. And I mean, our conversation yesterday did help.
Yeah.
But we still don't know. You know, we can only hope for the best and hope that things don't ultimately turn terrible.
Mhm.
But we truly don't know. And I think that's the anxiety a lot of people are experiencing of, you know, the uncertainty.
And you know what I really appreciate now. I don't remember if we got a chance to really discuss it. I do want to thank people for when they tuned in yesterday, for them saying that our show helped them.
Yes.
So I got a text from brother in Pittsburgh. He said, you know, I really wanted to the reason why I called you last night is because I wanted to tell you how much your show helped me, because I was hot. And he's like, maybe I need therapy. I mean, you do, but
Shut up.
you know, I'm glad that, you know, you took the opportunity to tune in and watch it all the way through. And I'm glad we are providing content that will help people with their everyday.
And you know what? I got a text message that I want to read to y'all. I mean, it's short and sweet, but it really, really made me smile today. But it said, great show last night. I want TDS to blow the fuck up. So there's that. And he said, we are even more needed now.
She said what she said.
That's what I'm saying. Who?
No, it's not like that.
Oh, well, now see, I hope he's not watching.
Oh, if he is, yeah. But, you know, it's a cousin.
It's a cousin?
Yeah, it's a cousin.
One of our real cousins?
No, just
a
friend.
viewer.
Yeah, viewer cousin.
That's why she didn't say. Who is it? I knew there had to be. Who?
Huh?
Who?
Our cousin that was in here yesterday.
James?
No. Our other cousin, off-screen cousin.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I thought it was one of you viewers about to say, now y'all know how the routine is. You got to go through me.
No, don't say that because
Send the DM, ask for permission, then we'll see from there. Don't just dive in DMs. It'll be shallow water. You're gonna hit your face. Bah!
because remember what happened. If people think that they got in with you, then it's like, oh, I'm good. And no.
Yeah, that did happen. Let me go ahead back to my notes for my rant segment.
I'm just saying.
Listen.
Oh, and you know what? Here's
All
the
your
one.
good looking friends are taken.
Here's the thing.
They are.
Here's the thing I would like to say
It'd be like that
about siblings. I don't care if they fuss, fight, argue. You will never, ever, ever split a sibling up. So I don't care how much I may be like, you know what? I think he's great. If she's like, nah, guess what? Nah. Kick rocks. And it'll never change. I mean, I promise you, there may be a situation where I'm like, this is it. No, it ain't it. I think it's it. No, really, it ain't it. Oh, well, then it ain't it. And if it continues to be it, then now we all got problems.
And in all fairness, I do come to you and ask for your perspective and say, like, well, what do you think about this?
You've already made the decision by the time you do that. Now I'm stuttering. But scatting, down. Like, nigga, wait a minute.
No, because you will tell me if I'm being too harsh.
And I'll tell you when these niggas be on the BS straight from the door. Like, because I'll be like, man, ain't nobody. What?
Exactly.
How many doors did he open? All of them. He's gay.
Oh, that is not true.
Ain't no real nigga doing that.
That is not true.
Ain't no real nigga doing that.
That's not true.
Because you know you gotta keep it up.
And some don't have a problem with keeping it up. So
straight ones don't.
Shut up.
Or
that
do.
Is not true. That's not true. But I do come to you and tell you, like, all right, now this is what I'm experiencing. What do you think? What is this? And then you give me the I don't know about that.
Well, because the one thing I can tell you about us men is we are pretty consistent beings, and we are multifaceted once you get past the initial screens, and then now you find out their vulnerabilities of why they're messed up. Mm-hmm. But initially, pretty much all the same across the board. Mm-hmm. So then you can see the games and the BS from a mile away as a guy. And then especially when you were pretty much an asshole when you were coming through the ranks, me, you know the shit. Mm-hmm. So you just, now I'm about like, I don't know. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Take it from me. I've been paying child support since I've been 22.
That's crazy.
And fucking sane.
That needs a boo-doo.
No, that needs a womp, womp, womp. Yeah. I've been paying damn child support since I was 22 years old.
Yeah, that's scary as well.
Yeah. I don't know what a check. I haven't seen a check without child support since 22. Crazy work.
Insane.
Looking forward to the day. Now we got Trump and I ain't never gonna see no money. So
hey, Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Instagram people. How's everybody doing?
Well,
did I look over here?
Yeah, I was
not
going to
say. The screen. Hi. The computer's over here, y'all.
Nigga said.
Hey, y'all. Nigga, the screen is here. Get it together. And I mean now. So you missed another opportunity. Get it together. And I mean now.
Oh, shit.
It's okay, y'all. Hi, Dean.
What's up, folks?
How you doing? Oh, nope.
Oh, y'all tuned in for the rant. I'm still taking notes. We got happy. We ain't did birthdays in so long.
No, and Obi's here.
Obi's here. So we told y'all what was going to happen next time O came back.
Yes.
We were going to sing the happy birthday because O, in her mind, that is her song. She wrote it and produced it. And
the masters.
That is her jam. And nobody, and I mean nobody, better not say anything different. Because I promise you, if you could have seen the way that head kicked back, and that H was so hard. Happy birthday. That's it.
And y'all check in with us. How are y'all feeling? How are you doing? Where's your mind? Where's your heart? Where's your spirit right now? Because I have my black male coworker, and I just checked in with him today. Like, how you doing?
What did he say?
He's like, I'm all right.
He gave you the typical black man answer.
Yeah. So you know how black men do. I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, that means you're not good.
Yeah, but by the time before we were able to actually have like the in-depth conversation, another person joined, and
Did he finally start talking?
Huh?
No. Oh, the other person joined, so he bailed out.
Yeah, so he couldn't really talk.
Oh.
So yeah. You know, because when you only have one other person that looks like you on the job, you got to take care of each other. Even though we don't.
I'm about to say.
Even though we don't, there are a lot of
I've had
situations.
knives stabbed in my back.
Facts. There are a lot of situations where we don't, but we need to do a better job of looking out for one another when we're on the job. We really do.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
I'm still taking my notes, so if we can just get a little bit of banter.
Eminem dance. Where's Miss Berna?
I got you. One more time.
Eminem dance. But yeah.
But now there's notes. I mean, there's things here, right?
Huh?
Comments.
Well, everybody's just saying hi.
Oh.
You know, Mr. Purvis said, "What's up, Mr. Purvis? I'm glad to see you. I was asking about you today. Hopefully everything is well." And then we got Bean, we got Cuz, I think we got a couple people over on Instagram. I can't really see.
Yeah, we
everything.
got
It's dark.
people over in the Instagram world. How y'all
So,
doing?
Appreciate y'all on Instagram.
Some of y'all, I know why some of y'all here. What is he about to say? Oh, because I said I put on my Facebook. Well, I got another rant. So,
Well, let me ask you guys this, especially y'all that are watching, and you know, because you're single, right? Are you single?
It's complicated, but
Okay.
we're gonna go with the flow
Okay.
right now. Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
So
we're
this is a
single.
question across the board. Would you date someone 6 or 7 years younger than you?
hell no.
No?
Not now.
No.
No, I've dated younger before. And ironically, you know, it's so funny. Guys that are younger than me, they continue to try to get at me. It's like, sir, like you're 21.
But
or
you
you're
know what?
19.
In your defense, you could pass for one of the high schoolers
Yeah,
that walk
you
in my
could.
school.
Yeah.
I thank God for Jim. You know what I'm saying?
You
Thank
could literally pass. If you put a
Mhm.
book bag on and walked in our hallway, nobody would be like,
Nope.
why is this old lady walking? There's no way.
Until they see my gray, I cover my gray hair very well.
You have gray
I've had gray hair since I was like 10.
hair.
Yeah, for a while.
Come on, Benjamin Button.
But I mean, I guess to say I really don't know at this point. I can't say that I'm 100% turned on by a guy that's younger than me, just because I think about like the mind.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, anyone that's my age or maybe a little bit older is not that fucking smart that way. So
Well, damn.
am I lying, Kim, or am I lying?
I mean, I'm with you. I have never dated anyone younger than me. Never. Typically, I go older, and I have not had the best experience. So I'm not someone to really talk to on that topic.
I mean,
Okay.
I would say I was anywhere between like 16, 17 at the time that I dated that person that was younger than me. And he treated me like a princess. Like his
Mhm.
mom loved me and everything. It was great.
Mhm.
I personally just couldn't get over the fact, like, damn, if I don't ever want to be a bad influence on someone.
Mhm.
And so, like, your mom loves me. I know I love you. Da da da. Da. If something goes left with you, your mom's gonna blame the shit out of me, and
Mhm.
I'd be damned if I did that.
And that's my worry because I'm 36 now. Dating someone 6 years younger than me will put them at 30.
Mhm.
And then at 30, you still may want to have children. I have pretty much set in my mind that I don't want to have kids for numerous reasons, you know, and I don't want to have
Because
to
of
have
me.
maybe.
Nigga said,
He was a factor. He
she
was an
said-
equation in the factor.
She said, so that's how it go. I'm cool. I can see me not
Reasons.
doing this.
There are reasons. And then, you know, just things change once you have children. And I'm like, I
Boy,
really
do
just
they.
want to have fun with someone,
Mhm.
you know, and I don't want to rob anyone who's younger of me of that experience of them possibly wanting to have children, you know, but I don't know. Like I said, I've dated older and I have not had a good experience because in my mind, I thought, well, older means maturity.
Right.
That is not the case.
Mm-mm.
That I've had some really bad experiences with older men where I'm like, this is like some high school, early 20s shit that's happening here.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. Oh, hey, Mr. Mungeon. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Hi.
How's it going? Check in with us.
Everybody's looking for this rant. Y'all just hold on tight.
Yeah,
It's coming.
got a lot going on. And then Jay, you
Just
said
taking some
you're
notes.
good, but I'm irritated at these stupid black people voting for Pumpkinhead. But other than that, I'm Gucci. Well, you know, we did our job. We did.
We did.
We did our job. We did the best that we could. Unfortunately, we were up against white men, white women, and Latino men. And
Crazy work.
yeah, so
Crazy work.
don't take it. Don't take it out on us too much, because we showed up at the polls.
We
showed
did.
up and we showed out.
We sure did.
The other thing that we have to consider is that the people who did not vote, those people, because there were some people who were very, 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 very vocal about not voting. So
Yeah, that was the one point I was saying where I was watching CNN, and they were saying that Joe Biden won with 81 million votes. Trump won with 77. So that means 4 million people didn't even participate in this situation. You get what I'm saying? Like, it took Biden had 81 million. He had 4 million more people actually vote for him. So there was a lot of people that stayed home.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Tragic. Hold on, let me get my shit. We don't got the one.
We don't.
It's on
We'll get
there.
it for
So
you.
I'm gonna say we'll get it.
Yeah, we got booze. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear you guys, and it's disappointing. So yeah, I don't.
Hmm?
Baby, you gonna have to translate that into English, because we can't understand that.
What does that say?
It's all in Spanish.
She comes from an origin of.
You asking for money?
Stop it.
That's money.
Yeah. ¿Por qué?
What?
¿Por qué?
We gotta put this in Google or something.
We don't. We're not going to take the time for that.
Somebody translate that. I don't know if I got anybody who can. We'll do it later.
Yeah, we're going to skip over that.
Where do y'all be coming from?
Yeah, because we had a young lady yesterday. Was a first time viewer, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But she, commented.
She said she enjoyed our stuff.
Yeah, but I have no idea where you
It
came
was
from.
great
love.
programming.
So check in with us.
Now today's not going to be as great because y'all gonna be like, "Why is he mad?" But I am. But first, before we go there, I am going to do birthdays. Are you? Do you guys have any birthdays?
No.
Damn. It's been a while, guys.
Oh, to go back?
No, I'm just saying, did you have any significant birthdays that we might have missed? That's all. If you say no, it's like,
I feel bad.
Donna just recently had a birthday. Happy birthday, Donna.
Okay. Let's see
Happy birthday
here.
if I missed you. Sorry.
So today is the 7th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we have Brianna Marie, happy birthday. Chris Teasley, happy birthday. Bonita Hawkins, happy birthday. Trevicio Roberts, happy birthday. Miss Arnita Long, happy birthday. And my man Robert Gulich, happy birthday. Yesterday we'll do some of the yesterdays. Coach Sherrard, Bradley, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Miss Bernadette Pratt. I'm sorry, Pat. How do you say it? How you say your last name?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just Miss Byrne.
And my homeboy Joshua Satterwhite, happy birthday. James Cheney, happy birthday. Now you may say, like, well, who's that? He was a high school coach who now works for Coach Prime in Colorado.
Oh, dope.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Troy Pettigrew, also happy birthday. And everybody else I got is for the 9th. I mean for the 8th. So those are my birthdays.
Obi, take it away.
So let's go ahead, and it's been so long I gotta find it. So now we're gonna sing the happy. Usually we have the audio, but when Obi's here, because it's a thing, we're gonna sing happy birthday. So here we go. Ready? Hold on, let me get it. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Well,
Happy birthday.
happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Well, you're looking good.
You're looking good.
You're looking fine.
You're looking fine.
And I
Hope you have a good time.
So
Happy birthday to you.
oh, happy birthday to you. Yeah.
God is good. Come on, oh. Y'all
feels so good.
So
Hopefully y'all enjoyed
Yeah,
it as
so-
much as we did.
yeah, we had fun. So, Kim, do you have any entertainment news or nah? It's pretty much. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Before we even jump into the rant, and I know I got people who may be watching who this may be their first time. So this like, oh, this is Coach Block outside of Coach Block. But you gotta let me. I gotta be me.
Let you cook.
Let me cook.
Ow.
Do you realize during this time that Trump has been, reelected, and we lost, and all this other stuff? Have you noticed that, like, all right, please don't cancel me. Nigga news ain't really been hitting.
Mm-mm.
And when I say nigga news, I mean us doing ignorant ass things that are promoted on multiple social media channels. Have we decided to chill for a minute?
I think collectively we have decided to just take a break. Yeah.
Because I'm not, we're looking for entertainment news, and it's like there's nothing there.
Nothing.
Have we sat our black asses down? Is this what it took to sit our black asses down? Now, of course, we still have those who jump around that, for make America great again.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, black people have sat their asses down. Are we grieving?
Miss Larita said that she need this on Kai's birthday next Wednesday. You want us to sing? we can make that happen for you, baby. Yes.
Okay, hallelujah.
That's Miss Webb. She's one of our principals.
And Mr. Purpose said that he also wants us to sing on the 29th. Yes, we will do that. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say, I just noticed that there's not a lot of news of us doing other foolish things. And usually we top the news with something dumb. Yeah. But like the shade room was really dry. I thought you were being lazy when I looked at it, like, she just don't want to do it today. It's okay. Let me go look. No, there really ain't nothing there.
No. And I mean, there's so many other more pressing things that should be discussed instead of fucking Chrissy and Jim Jones. We don't give a damn about either one of them.
Are you guys still catching up with the YSL case?
No.
He's out. He got probation, right?
He's on probation, but there's still more to the fact. Like, because it's a whole ring of them.
Yeah.
So the main thing is, at the end of the day, the prosecution can still come back and convict them for anything minute that they may find that's evidential in their case. They got two people that they're still trying to convict.
Okay.
For this whole, what is it, RICO?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the RICO thing. So the state is still pulling their big ones, and I am enjoying it, every bit of it.
It is a soap opera.
Said Young Thug's music is going to be like, oh happy day, oh happy day.
It better be. It would be a damn gospel album. You messing with me?
Bitch. You need to be thinking big, bitch. Think big, bitch.
Because
and have you got your favorite? Is at it again, Vlad. He was saying that if Vice President Kamala Harris if she had come on his platform, maybe things would have turned and changed regarding the results.
Hates Shannon Sharp's success so bad. It's just evident that you hate Shannon Sharp's success, because Shannon Sharp had Vice President Harris on her or his platform. And that's the second person who has played Vlad. Yep. And here's why I don't have a problem with it. You don't report news. You are just 100% mess. You get what I'm saying? Every now and again, Shannon Sharp will do his due diligence and has a team of people who give him the cards to ask proper questions, and he does his journalistic duty. Vlad, you are just waiting for the viral moment of somebody black to say something stupid, and nobody's going to give you that. You keep going with Boosie and all them and all the people who need that platform, because Shannon is cleaning up. Because guess who's behind Shannon Sharp? Fox. So he's not going anywhere. You can forget it. He got ESPN behind him. He got big boys behind him. So just take your pandering ass and go sit in the corner and be happy with the B-list people that you get. And DL Hughley is a valid Vlad person. He consistently goes to Vlad. And for all the shit that he talks, the fact that he goes to Vlad blows my mind.
Yeah,
and I love the fact that Tony Yayo and somebody else called Vlad out about the whole Marlon Wayne situation. They was like, man, you was on the bull with that, bro. He was like, well, no, ain't no way. Oh, it was Ari Spears. Ari Spears called him out. That was bull. You trying to talk about another man's pocket and making it personal. Well, I apologize. Yeah, but and Yayo said the same. He said, you didn't make the apology as public as you made the diss.
Right.
So, Vlad kick rocks.
Pretty much. And that's what everyone essentially is saying. They don't give a damn.
Yeah, kick rocks.
And like, cousin, take your L and go sit down.
Yeah.
You're no longer relevant.
Ted, please. Okay, so we're going to push this show. All right, so everybody who's here have probably tuned in because I said I was going to rant. I must preface this rant with I have decided I was trying to decide how to do this rant. And the reason why is because many people will say, man, you just hating. Because when you rant, no different than Vice President Harris yesterday, you may have wanted to say what you really felt inside, but you had to bite the inside of your cheek because you may want to run later. And this information could be pulled back up again.
Oh, yeah.
So because of that, you have to take the high road. Well, I'm not taking the high road today. Okay. All right. When people ask questions about our Black experience, and we say we can relate to Vice President Harris because we've been in those shoes before, people immediately may ask, well, what do you mean? And because it may have happened, some time ago, or because it may have happened in a way that you just haven't taken the time to process, you don't specifically have the words, but that shit happened. And so you just be like, nah, it's cool, because you don't feel like going down that rocky road of judgment, because people are going to judge you because they're already on the side of prove what you're saying to me, validate your feelings to me. How does this make sense? Well, old Coach Blocksky has been a journalist. I've learned from the best, Sofab Kim. So I'm going to come at this from a journalistic point of view. All right. We're going to talk about this as a journalist. I have a real-time experience that I can share with you about how it feels, and hopefully I can give you some context about how it feels to possibly be in Vice President Harris's shoes, because it just happened to me today. So when you work as hard as you work and you do things the right way, very little favor given, but every now and again you get it, because for people to say that you don't get favor, that's a lie. Every now and again opportunity happens, and you might get, like Mario Brothers, you get the star and you get a little you get a little speed, but then that shit cuts off. Yeah. And hopefully your ass ain't in the air when it happens. So to say that would be a lie. But I, in the coaching world, have built myself up to be where I'm at, to have the opinion that I have, to say the things that I say, because I literally am one of few people that I know there are other people that have done it. I am literally one of few people who have taken coaching from coaching women to coaching youth, and going from youth to middle school, from middle school to ninth grade, from ninth grade to JV, from JV to varsity, from varsity to varsity coordinator, varsity offensive coordinator, varsity defensive coordinator, moving, becoming a college coach, doubling back, becoming a head coach. Literally over a span of 20 years. That's just the coaching experience. Then on the flip side, I have the administration experience. So I've had to do fundraisers. I've also been a regional manager for Football University, which is one of the largest training camps that is in the country. I've also worked for Nike as a regional director for that as well. These are things you can also Google. So if anybody wants to fact check me, Google the shit. It's there.
Clock it.
Yeah, you Google it. If you Google it, I promise you the first thing that comes up is my Nike resume. First thing that comes up. So I've done all these things. So when I got the opportunity to be a head coach, I was prepared. I had been fired as a coach. I have been given opportunity. I was prepared. I've experienced the good and the bad. But when I got the job, I had a heckler. And this heckler had no experience, has never played the game, and was given the opportunities because other people said, hey, come on in. It wasn't a resume check. It was just, we'll kind of leave the door cracked open for you. Totally different avenue of two people in pursuit of the same dream, to be a head coach. But when I got the job, I was questioned by people who did not have the credentials to even ask the questions they were being asked, he being one of them. So when we were winning, when I was a head coach, there were social media posts made about me specifically and my players specifically. The issue that I had was I never, ever discuss children's ability with adults in a negative way because they're children. They have time to develop. They have time to grow. So you'll never see me bash someone's child who goes out there to play what used to be an amateur sport. You're not going to do that. I'm just not that type of character person, because through my development, I have seen kids that have been scrawny one year and over a summertime turn into a action figure. But that wasn't the grace that I was given when I was in that position. When I was in the position, I was told that I was exploiting the kids and that I was looking for the next opportunity for me with the kids, that I didn't know or care of the history of the school with the kids. And this all centered from one family in the midst of me trying to do what I'm supposed to do. So you say, well, what's the parallel? Well, as Vice President Harris is trying to do her job, we bring up trivial things such as she's not black enough, or she's not black at all. Oh, she locked people up. Well, that was her job.
Did she really work at McDonald's?
Did she really work at Mickey D's, and who did she sleep with? All these things that did not truly matter about whether or not this woman was truly prepared for the position.
Right.
Because those people who are the hecklers are the ones that are watching from afar, who have no idea how hard this person has worked. Right? So then now you get your opportunity. And when you get your opportunity, you do what you feel is best at the time, and you exercise everything that it is to assure everybody, including, everybody who you touch, they're successful. And what I mean by that is, okay, we have a coaching tree. I have coaches who are successful in and out of the classroom. So, and they've been coaching for years and teaching for years, and they come from my coaching tree, right? So you've been a mentor of people. So people have gotten better because of you. And I say all that to say, one of the things that you want is validation from your peers. Because in athletics, it's all about what's on that paper. You can coach and do a lot of different things. But if you don't have the titles and the accolades behind it, then what ends up happening is people question whether or not you're even that good, unless there's somebody behind the door that'll open it for you and say, here you go. Here's the easy street. That's the way it works in the world, but specifically in sports. If there's a ton of black coaches that are primed and ready for opportunities on every single level, from high school to college to the pros. The problem that they have is, one, they don't have the titles. So they'll work on staffs and they won't specifically get a title that a white coach will give another person.
Mhm.
And you may be doing the same job, but he has the title and you're doing the work.
Mm.
So you're the recruiting coordinator, but you get all the kids recruited because you didn't think, I need to have the title of recruiting coordinator. This is the stuff that I try to tell my young black coaches. Don't go for the social media. The social media draws the coaches in, but when it's time to sit down across the table and talk business, if you don't have the title, the coaches aren't coming to talk to you.
Right.
That's so you have to have the title. Along with the title comes the accolades. You do this for the accolades. You don't do this just for fun. Whoever tells you that is a lie, because you don't get paid enough. Your average high school coach in the state of North Carolina only makes $6,000 to $7,000, if that. That's on the high end, and you better have done it at least 10 years or more.
Get the hell out of here. Absolutely.
An assistant coach may make $15,000 to $3,000.
Absolutely not.
So that's what so then now when you say the work that you have to put in, the time that you put in, the hours that you put in, all that you put in to have people who sit on the sidelines and heckle you, not understanding all the work that you put in to get to this spot, you then have a problem and you go off. And I did that. So to the person that I'm talking about, he and I actually had a conversation. And when I had this conversation, I asked this man specifically to his face, who are you to question me or my staff? Because you don't understand the work that we put in to get to this point. And when I say work that we put in, literally my team took the school's athletic budget out of debt. When I got the job, we weren't even in black. We weren't even in red. We was all the way in fuchsia somewhere. These are facts. We didn't have money. We had to fundraise money to get jerseys because the jerseys the kids had holes in them. These are facts. So then when we asked where the money is at, there's no money because nobody's showing up at the games. And then when they do show up at the games, you got to figure we got bills. It costs a lot of money to recondition equipment and get all this stuff. And then the football team finances other sports. There's not a lot of people who show up at a women's soccer game, but they still need things. There's not a lot of people who show up at a women's lacrosse game, but they still need equipment and things like that. So you know, as a football coach, that the money that you bring in has to be dispersed. Never in a million years did I think that when we started making money, that we would see bills that were $40,000, $60,000, $35,000. And we were able to pay these bills from the money that our program was generating from the people attending our games. This happened. So then now, once again, this hard work at this school, you do this, and people are noticing it. Every now and again, we end up on TV. Every now and again, you do an interview. And during this whole time, you have a person watching you envious because they haven't done what you're doing. So then they get upset and they get Twitter fingers and they go to Twitter. They go to Twitter. And when I say they go to Twitter, they go deep into Twitter to criticize not just you, but your coaches and your kids. Right? Terrible work. Terrible work. Terrible work. So you fast forward and you say, okay, where is this going, Coach Block? The man I'm talking about now has the job that I no longer have. And he's winning. And He's doing good. Now imagine me right now being your number one heckler, knowing you had an easier track than I had. Knowing that a door was open for you because they decided to close it on me. Noticing that your friends are in the positions to put you in the position that you haven't worked for. And when I say work for, that means you know both sides of this thing, the administration side and also the coaching side. You skip steps that other people don't get an opportunity to skip. There's an order to this. When you become a high school head coach, most of the time you've been a coordinator on a varsity level, defensively and offensively. That's the next step. You don't jump from JV to varsity unless somebody's behind the door. So what I mean by that is yesterday, we watched somebody get the door open for them. We know he's not the right person for the job. We know that he's not the person, but we can't let our own personal biases allow the person who is right for the job to perform the task. That just happened to me. Your personal bias would not allow you to be happy for the children. You may not like me, but the children are winning. The children are going to school. The children are getting new things. Everything that I'm doing, the children in the school benefit. But because you didn't do it, and your lineage didn't do it, your dad didn't do it, and all of you, that didn't happen with them. It burned your soul so much that your thumbs started talking. Then when I approach you man to man, you can't take it. You break down to the point where your father has to approach me and say, that was wrong what you said to my son. No, these are facts. This is wrong what you said to my son.
You need to be thinking
Now,
big, bitch. You need to be thinking big, bitch.
This takes me to the next point. Oh, thank you, Joe. Big Joe is watching. These are all facts. He was one of the players. Now, the person who was behind the door for him was the athletic director. The athletic director did not like me. He didn't like me one bit. He wanted me out. But here's where I once again feel Vice President Harris. My own people sold me out. I have coaches right now who they felt comfortable enough to receive information from this athletic director telling them, I'm going to get your boy fired. I won't drop names, but you know who you are. I'm going to get your boy fired. I'm still mad about it because you had the opportunity, no different than the voters yesterday, to say when asked, do you think there's a problem between this athletic director and Ken Blocker? You said, no, he said this. No, not really. I mean, they're two men. I think they can handle their differences. When you knew the objective was get Coach Block fired. It's no different than we know the objective of the Republican Party with Trump. We know the objective. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, we won't do the right thing and make sure we support. And we may say, yes, there was 80% of black people, black men voted, right? But what was the number based upon how many black men voted for Biden or how many black men voted for Barack?
And one thing, just to your credit, and the similarities between, like you said, Vice President Harris and what we're all experiencing. When people see a person of color getting to the point where they are now gaining influence from their peers, from the general audience, from the players, and the power that they're gaining, that scares them.
Mhm.
Because now I no longer have control.
Correct.
And I can no longer control you.
Yes.
So now I have to figure out how I can stop all of this, because once I no longer have control, we have a problem.
Yes.
Because I can no longer tell you what to do.
Correct.
So then what we do is we move you out of the way, and then we put somebody in the way
That we can control.
and that we know is going to continue to push our narrative. And I don't know if you guys had seen where a interview recently resurfaced from 2017 of a white nationalist who was talking about, why they so badly wanted Trump is because this whole Make America Great Again and this whole concept of, we want the American dream, which is when a white person is in control
Mhm.
and they're able to do what they want to do. There's no progressive change. We're not talking about, trans. We're not talking about equal rights. We're not talking about DEI. We're not talking about anything because, as you guys know, DEI is now considered like a slur.
Yeah.
They like to use that against people now. But we want things to go back.
Mhm.
So even with you in your position, it's like, oh no, the kids love him. The coaches respect him and they love him.
The community.
He's winning. The community loves him. The news loves him. This man has way too much control. He has way too much power. Just like Kanye's song,
But we've seen that January the 6th, 4 years ago, that he had way too much power over these people. And it's sad.
This is where
It's their people. It's their
This
people.
is-
That's okay.
and this is where the power shift. This is you're right. So let's talk about specifically what you said. So what ends up happening? Okay, Coach Block ends up getting in trouble. What spearheaded Coach Block getting in trouble? I've never said this. I've never openly told anybody why I got in trouble at Enloe.
How did I know you was talking about?
Yeah, I never got in. I never explained it. I got in trouble because there was a young man on the roster who did not have a physical. I'll say that again. He did not have a physical. We're not talking about grades. We're not talking about any of that. This young man did not have a physical updated. Now he had one on file, but it wasn't updated. Okay. So the athletic director seen that as an opportunity of gotcha, bitch, because you messed up. Now here's where I find it ironic. We had to forfeit 3 games. All right. And it hurt the kids where they never recovered for that season because the first 3 games that we won, we had to forfeit them. Same year, Holly Springs High School, which is in Cary, an affluent white area, their coach had a kid who was academically ineligible and played. My kid never played. He was on the team. He was on the roster, never played. Their kid played. Here's the difference. The first thing that those parents did was they went to the news. He never had to say a word. All he had to do was just be coach. Sound familiar? His people showed up at the polls. All he had to do was spew just a little bit to make them feel confident and just enough for us to be like, man, I'm not voting for her. And now it puts him in a position of power again. This is what we operate against when we're talking about black and white. Now, the question would be, if I was a white man, would people have rallied around and said, no, hold on, Coach Block. Now, this don't sound like our Coach Block. Because what everybody was worried about, from the coaches to the players to the parents, was themselves. A parent also knew the plan because the soccer coach was also the athletic director. So the word got out about what was happening. All people kept telling me was, watch your back, watch your back, watch your back. I don't know what that means. And as a coach, I constantly watch my back.
That's not good enough.
The mother of the child said, well, I did not say anything because I did not want my son to be retaliated against.
What?
As if the director is going to stop the child from playing,
from attending their sport or whatever, or recruiting or whatever it
She was
is.
saying she didn't want her.
She didn't want her
the
son
athletic director, not
to
you.
not
Okay,
experience any type of repercussions from the athletic director. So she kept her mouth shut.
And you know what? Once again, bringing us back full circle, this is one of the reasons why, when I said earlier, why we need to have each other's back in workspaces, why we don't, because we fear retaliation, or I'm not going to lose my job, but at what cost?
Oh,
You know?
it gets better. I ain't done. This shit is loaded, baby. So hopefully y'all are strapped in. Pop your popcorn.
No baked potato.
No, because
He said loaded. I thought about baked potato. I'm sorry. I'm hungry.
the first thing. So then now I'm under investigation. All right. And when being under investigation, they pulled up everything. The file that I had was like this. Everything that I had done against the rules, they knew. So that means somebody was out there talking. Here's the things they were mad about. You had practice, or you had meetings when you weren't supposed to have meetings. I did. Well, you know, it's against school rules to do that. So you can't do that. It's against county rules to have meetings when you're not supposed to have meetings. I said, yeah, but you don't understand why I have these meetings. Well, that's not the point. It is the point. I have the meetings because if I don't talk to my kids daily, one of them could be dead. Because they live in Southeast Raleigh. I have gang affiliated children. I have kids who don't have homes. We get the food from the cafeteria after practice because that might be the only dinner they have. So I have these meetings so that they could at least know for a minute, if Coach Block hold me for 8, 9 o'clock, I'm safe at least until 8, 9 o'clock. Didn't give a shit about that. Oh man, well, you said a chant. You said a chant that was just wrong. I said, well, do you know the meaning of the chant? And the lady played the video of the chant, meaning that somebody recorded me. Well, not me, because I didn't say it, but I allowed the kids to say this chant. Okay, here goes the chant. I've been on the run. I've got my shotgun. You say I'm a thug, but I say I'm a soldier. All I see is murder, murder, kill, kill, shell shock, shell shock. And I said, well, do you know what it means? No, I mean, they're saying murder, murder, and that's wrong.
Do you know what it means?
Do you know what it means? Well, they're also talking about a shotgun.
Do you know what it means? Damn it.
She didn't have an answer. I said, can I at least explain it? Because it looks like, I don't know what this little gnat is. It looks like I'm going to get in trouble for this. So can I explain it? I've been on the run. I got my shotgun. My shotgun is my mind. You say I'm a thug, but I say I'm a soldier. They're talking about the people who talk shit on them that's in the school and in the community, because nobody gave a damn about these kids not too long ago. Now they do, but nobody gave a damn about these kids when they was getting their ass kicked. And all they see is murder, murder, and kill, kill. It leaves them shell shocked.
Right.
That's their chant before the game. That's how they bond. That's what they ride out to before they go out there.
And at any point, has anyone ever come to you and say, what's this chant?
Never once.
Okay.
Never once.
And then at any point when you guys are having these meetings, has anyone stopped and said, well, why are you guys having meetings?
Never once.
Okay.
Never once, because we were winning and we were bringing in money. See, that's why I keep saying, in relationships, it's always about the money. But see, now once the bills are paid and things get zeroed out and we take the school out of debt, and I find out that one of the athletic directors prior to me being hired was stealing money. He was embezzling money. When I find out that they tried to set me up and tried to get me to take stipends that I did not, I didn't earn. Hey, don't you want to track? You help GK with track, don't you? No, well, hey, I'm trying to put a little extra money out there for you. If you help with track. Once again, I talked to one of the principals, that only one that really had my back. She's like, don't take that money.
No.
Only to find the head principal literally comes in to talk to GK or Coach Kennedy moments after that phone call to ask, is Coach Block actually coach out there with you? If I would have said yeah to that man, he would have got me for me embezzling money with him. When I tell you that money was stashed in this school so bad, when that athletic director got fired, they found $13,000 in an envelope, unmarked, unquestioned. These are facts. These are facts. $13,000 was found.
You need to be thinking
Now, the
big,
only
bitch.
reason
You
why
need to be
this information even came up was because Coach Block kept saying something ain't adding up. Where's the money? How come we're not seeing the money? Where's the money?
You need to be thinking big,
But
bitch.
then,
You need to be thinking
oh
big.
well, no, nobody. It would be terrible or hard to take the money. It wouldn't. We play 6 home games. You take $2,000 from 6 of those home games. You got $12,000. That's easy money. Because who counts the money at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, just the athletic director. No one counts
No
the
one
money
counts
with
it
him.
Right.
None of these policies were in set when I got this job. None of it. So then my heckler, who now is the head coach, had no idea the shit that I was going through. Because by the time we got to Friday night, we looked like a well-fucking oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I said I was thinking about writing a book about this experience called Just Get Me to Friday, because Monday through Thursday was hell. These are all facts. None of this shit I'm lying about. Yeah, none of this is, I'm not lying. So then now when I get investigated because the athletic director decides to pick a bone, even though he's a recipient of us winning, because we took you out of debt. You don't have a debt anymore. So then now you see the new coach, he ain't got to worry about that. I took you out of it. That's not a problem you got to worry. You can order new shit. It's easy for you to fundraise and put up shit. There was a model left for me. So inside of the stadium, you see squares and there's sponsors on the side of those squares. Literally, I left that blueprint in the office. You just executed the shit I didn't have time to get to. And now they deem you Coach of the Year. You are deemed Coach of the Year. And it gets,
wow. Yeah. Landisman said tickets sold don't balance with gate as well.
Yeah. So here's what happened in my face. And he's one of my coaches too. Here's what happened in my face. So we started winning. And I said, there's a woman, alumni, who wants to buy 100 and something tickets. Okay, well, I'll handle that.
Who was in place to oversee this?
We're gonna get there. So I'm next to him. He hands this woman a set of tickets that aren't the actual tickets that you have to roll off, that are accounted by the school treasurer, and takes that money that's in her hand and puts it in the envelope, which happens to be the same envelope that was found later that nobody knew about. There was also a safe inside of the concession stand that nobody knew about. So when I said there's a safe inside the concession stand, what do you mean there's a safe? They had to go get a dolly because the safe was that heavy to get it out, to crack it open, to find out that that's where that's all the change. Yeah, that never got counted. That was in the concession stand.
Is this not? Can't they get in trouble for this?
So here's what happened. God damn it, I'm gonna tell it. The athletic director was smart enough to tell me this. Take a sip. I need some, man.
Sip the tea, clock it.
He said, I'll get another job again. I'm not worried about it. This is the first athletic director I had. I'm not worried about this. Why aren't you worried about it? Because everything I did, the principal signed off on it.
Whoa.
So if you ever want to sit down and you ever want to get something done, what you do is you catch him while he's busy.
He's telling you this.
Yeah, swear to God. I swear to God on my children. Catch him while he's busy. And what you do is you slide it underneath 2 or 3 papers and you say, here, I just need you to sign off on this. Sign, 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 sign.
So he doesn't even know what he's signing.
If I did not bring this to attention, this is on my children, the man who was the principal at that time would have lost his job.
Absolutely.
But once again,
because you didn't do your job.
But once again, when I needed you to have my back,
you were nowhere to be found.
You were gone.
It was crickets, baby.
So now when we sit down and say, well, Coach Block, why are you so fucking angry? Well, this is why. Because I ate this shit for years. No different than I'm telling y'all. When Kamala came off that goddamn stage, I know she went,
Right. Right.
because you got to eat this shit. You know it's fucked up. But you're either going to be called out your name or it's going to blackball you from your next opportunity. And you have to sit down and watch somebody who's not even remotely qualified to do your job get praised by people who that person doesn't even have an interest for. It's the wildest shit in the world. You have to watch people who stabbed you in the back continue on while you stay stuck.
Mm-hmm.
That shit hurts. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
in a way that we all do. I'm just telling my story. So when we see you celebrating your win, we see all those flags, we're all eating some shit because we've been in her fucking shoes.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in her fucking shoes. And I'm all right with crying in front of y'all because I ate this shit for fucking years. So now, the person who takes over for you, they're not qualified to do your job, but they get put in this position. And you have to sit back and just go, mm-hmm. And you have to watch the people that you got employed, the people that you put in position, the people that you helped assist this motherfucker, knowing they wouldn't even be in that position if it wasn't for you in the first place.
Right.
It hurts, America. It hurts because we all have that story.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to hear, well, white people too. I understand it happens for white people, but white people, please understand this from me. Black people, our opportunity may only come one fucking time. You may never be seen or heard from again, and you know you can do the job. And you'll get buried because they know you can do the fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
So Vice President Harris has to take this and eat it because I might want to run again. So I got to watch what I say. I got to keep people in unity. I got to keep, because here's the fucked up thing. Why didn't she just say, tear this shit up, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. That's what he did. Tear it up. But nah, we got to continuously just higher road, higher road. That shit feels like
It's exhausting.
it puts us in fucking therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know why a lot of these black people act the way they act? Because God damn it, they're fighting for opportunity, and the only way they can express themselves sometimes is through anger and through violence and through, because God damn it, what else do we have? We can't have a conversation.
Mm-mm.
If I sit down and try to have a conversation with you, you're going to immediately try to discredit me at any given opportunity.
And gaslight me.
And that was next. And gaslight me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be other people like me that assist with blowing the fucking flame.
Mm-hmm.
So today, the example that I have was this dude who's not qualified gets Coach of the Year. It gets better. To be able to be Coach of the Year, you have to be voted on by your peers. So a room of other coaches sit together and they vote on the kids. This is where I tell parents, if your child doesn't have advocacy in those rooms, meaning like somebody's in there to be able to speak on behalf of your child will get fucking screwed. Well, no matter how good he is, because the coaches vote on all conference and player of the year and all that. Only the coaches in the conference. So nobody else has a say. So when you sit in this room across from these people, you got to have your shit together. So every single student, about to get mad again, every single student that I've ever had who has won an award know that Coach Block, Coach Kennedy, and Coach Lewis, thank God that he stayed up every night to do statistics. We had to fight when those kids' names were put up because they didn't want to give our kids any fucking thing. Nothing. Mm-hmm. So then you're in this room and you're fighting for kids, and parents still talk shit on you. A woman is willing to sacrifice her home and say, I'm going to take the plight on of this party. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try to see if I can, even if I did do things wrong, maybe I'm going to try to right these fucking wrongs. And you still got people that look like you stabbing you in the goddamn back. All the way to the polls.
And people who don't look like you at all telling you you're not good enough, who don't even have a quarter of the qualifications that you do.
So, in the vote, we get through with the kids, all right? So like I said, every single kid that I've ever had, just know that Coach Block has fought for you. So there's a video that has gone viral on TikTok where I broke down again, where I said I love every one of those kids, because literally every single kid who has gotten an award under me, Coach Block had to fight for, because the son of a bitches that was across the way, I can't vote for my own kids. So I have to be able to say, now statistically, this ain't right. And they're anticipating you coming in ignorant, not able to articulate or have your stats ready, because historically the school never did anything right for those black kids. Mm-hmm. The record shows. All right. So then now here we go, 3 coaches, and we're coming in there. Nah, goddamn it, we about to fight today. And so it came up for Coach of the Year. These men said, Coach Block can't be Coach of the Year. Now, this is after doing something that had only been done in the school one time prior before me. And this is in the 60s. Coach Block can't be Coach of the Year. You have to win the conference to be Coach of the Year. If you don't win the conference, then you can't be Coach of the Year. Only one other coach spoke up and said, but damn, what else would he have to do? Mm-hmm. He has 2 of the best teams in the state in his call. Well, no. That's not what we do. That's not how we've done it. We're going to keep it the same. So I had to walk out of there knowing that I should have been Coach of the Year. Mm-hmm. And we had to give it to the person who always wins Coach of the Year, because he doesn't have the same variables that we have. That's Coach Steve Wright. And he outright won it, because your team did win conference. So if that is the stakes, then I got to say next year, I got to be better. I got to beat you. I got to be better than you to be able to get the accolade that I need to be able to say I'm Coach of the Year. Boom, goal met, put it on the board. That's my goal. He got Coach of the Year, and they changed the rule because he didn't win the conference. So now my coaches are sending the message to me saying, damn, what happened? Well, they must have changed the rule. We have a felon. It's about to be the president of the United States. And they are currently discussing how they're going to throw out the judgment. A felon. New rule. Me and my friend, Charles Martin, we always say that. The moment you start keeping pace in the game, they change the rules. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to dismiss a felon and say he's okay to run the country. New rule. And that's okay. I'm telling you it's not. As a person that has happened to, when you say, damn, I did everything I could, and maybe I fell just a little short, but I know you see what I've done. Well, that's not the rule for you. But we changed the rule. Now, here's what makes it even better. Most of the men who made the decision to vote for Coach of the Year for this gentleman are still in that room from when I was there. He comes from the coaching tree of one of the coaches in the room. Remember what I told you?
Daddy.
It's about brotherhood. One of the coaches that are in the room is from his coaching tree. So what's he going to do? Look out for his coach. Because why? Titles matter. So for him to be able to continue to the next opportunity, having on your resume Coach of the Year means something. So much so that we can't let him get it. Now, if I'm wrong, once again, somebody tell me that I'm wrong.
Well, before you say that, Landisman actually said, before I have to head out, I vouch that everything said by Block is 100% true. Those kids would run through a brick wall for him. He is by far the greatest motivator I've ever coached for and stood up for. And those kids more than I've ever seen a coach stand up for his athletes. And there was another one. Hold on. And I love the analogy and connection you're making to the election. And hold on, there was another one. Hold on. Go. No, go up here. Go up here. And Joe said, you had the recipe they tried to replicate. Damn sure saved my life. Best coach I ever had. The GOAT.
That's so sweet, baby.
Hold on. Most felons can't even apply for a place to live. Great job and all, but you can run for president. Yes. It's not about the X's and O's in North Carolina. It's about the Steves and the Joes. I know that's right.
Like
that was a good one.
Like
that was a good one.
Yeah.
So it hurts.
It does.
And thanks, Landisman. It fucking hurts. So don't ask me why I'm not coaching. Don't ask me why I loathe this person. Don't ask me why I'm bitter or angry. Because every intention I had was to help save the same fucking kids that he has. But being Black, the expectation is different from Black children. They look at you as the brother, as the uncle, as the father, and the expectation is to provide. I have had white coaches before. I do not look at my white coaches the same as I look at my Black coaches.
No.
Because I relate to them, because they stand. It's bigger than the game. The white coaches that are successful are the ones that realize that these kids need something more than just football. Those are the ones that are successful. I promise you, when you just make it about football, you'll have a disconnect. It took this young man who now is in my seat, who got Coach of the Year, 4 years to realize that. And that's why you're successful, because it took time. But you weren't prepared for what you got. And they're still handing you gifts. And as your critic now sitting on the other side of you, how does it feel to have somebody talking shit to you when you may be working hard as hell? I don't know what you do. You may be working hard as hell every day, but I don't know it. So I'm going to critique you and criticize you and talk shit on you and stand from the side and look at you and be a hater on everything that you accomplish. How do you feel about it? Because I'm sure somebody's going to share this with you. And I understand that you may not even care because you come from such a privileged standpoint. And that's the part that we get mad about.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even give a shit.
And you don't have to.
You don't.
Because guess what? You're already set up for the next fucking opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Just by the title, you're set up for the next opportunity. Same thing with our president. You're set up. You good. However you want to go and run this presidency, you straight. But this woman has to turn her back, knowing I was the better person for the job. And the only reason why I'm not there is because I'm black and I'm a woman. That shit hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And we are so fucking tired of that. We're tired. We are That's why the shit is so exhausting. That's why it's so exhausting. Because the entitlement that you feel over us, it wears on us every day. But we got to smile and we got to laugh and we got to joke it off and we got to go through our pain. And it hurts. It fucking hurts. For example, entitlement. Gentleman that I coached with last year sent me a text message because he feels like I'm the reason why he got fired. Not him, not what he did. He feels like I'm the reason he's no longer the coach.
He's still reaching out to you?
No accountability. I blocked him.
Oh, okay.
But the last text message he sent me was, I hope it works out for you and Corneth Holders because I'll make sure you don't get a job anywhere else.
Hope you get a fucking life, sir. Like
a man who was fired for cheating on his wife. Do you see what I'm saying to you guys? A man who was fired for cheating on his wife and got another opportunity and fucked that opportunity up, still feels like you have the ability to talk to me as if I'm beneath you. Does it make sense? A man who treats women like shit does not feel like they should have any rights, telling women that they need to control their body, making jokes about his people, making jokes about it's our decision of what you do. That joke just came out yesterday. Mm-hmm. And he gets another chance, another opportunity. And we just got to sit here and eat this shit. Mm-hmm. So much so that he could disrespect Vice President Harris and squander her opportunity. Mm-hmm. Do you see the levels of this shit? It doesn't change whether you're Vice President Harris or your coach Ken fucking Blocker in North Carolina. Being fucking black and having to deal with shit like this is insane. And at some fucking point, gotta stop. But we can't charge the Capitol. I can't go and talk to certain people about things because guess what? It's not the same effect. You'll be all right. Mm-mm. You know, here's what you need to do. They give us the Underground Railroad whisper. Oh, well, here's what you need to do. Don't say that. Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up.
That was a new term. I like that.
Underground Railroad whisper.
Yeah, because we got to talk about our shit behind closed doors.
You're right though, because other than that, they're gonna try to fuck it up.
Yeah, they'll try to fuck your shit up. Mm-hmm. And so. And then you got to watch who you talk to on the Underground fucking Railroad.
You most certainly do.
Because they going to tell Massa.
And then they'll post it and celebrate it. You know I'm talking to you. You got to be watching. You'll post and celebrate knowing that you had one of the goddamn knives in my back. I just want to hug her.
Mm-hmm. And just say, I understand.
I fucking get it. And all you motherfuckers that jump around that look like me, and even if you did vote for Trump and the Republican Party, be graceful enough to be like, I get it.
Right.
The mockery to act like you don't understand what the fuck we go through. You can have a choice of voting for whoever you want to vote, but to make it seem like our experiences don't exist is insane. It's insane. You can vote for that person and still be like, nah, I empathize, man. Mm-hmm. It was a good race. Not, well, what y'all think she was going to do anyway? What?
And then, like you said, the privilege from the other side, because I told you about this morning about a young lady that I used to work with who was white, and she decided to post on her social media, I voted for Trump. Go ahead and unfriend me now. This young white woman also sleeps with black men. And you decide to go on social media and say, oh, I did that, and essentially act as if somebody should even, even if someone should even just come at you any other way other than, okay, cool. It's the privilege in that statement. You don't even care. You're just so tone deaf. And you know that a large percent of this country is mourning and they're grieving and anxiety is high and they're upset and the uncertainty is getting to them and their mental health is at stake because, like I said, a lot of people are now going back to the feels that they felt in 2016.
It's scary.
It's extremely scary. And then, like you said, then you're dealing with the fact of looking at someone who looks just like you, who is well qualified, overqualified, the most qualified person that we've had running thus far, and then still being told they're not good enough. Like you said, we've all, as a person of color, have had that experience where you have had an opportunity where you've been passed up on based on your sex or the way that you look and your skin color.
Yeah.
And you watch somebody who has a less than half, like I said, a quarter, they walk in and they're able to say, I got the job. Like it's nothing. Even our celebrities, our athletes, they all go through, every one of them has a story of, well, somebody else took this opportunity of me, even though I worked harder.
Work my ass off. I worked my ass off for it. And only to be told, you're not good enough.
Yeah, you're not good enough.
By people who can't hold a fucking candle to you. Like I said, excuse me for being emotional.
There's no need to.
But
No, not at all.
I'm glad I did. Because my tears, I swear to you, everybody yesterday who voted for Harris knows, shit, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
There's a person randomly down here in North Carolina just shooting on I-40.
Mm-hmm.
This didn't start until after
one exit away from where I live.
Hello.
One exit away from where I live. Just one.
It's not him. It's what we have to deal with from him. This is reality. This is reality. And you're isolated and you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lonely feeling. All these feels happen. And you can't express them to anybody but one another. And all we could do is give each other the damn and a head nod, maybe a hug. Who knows how long it'll take to get over this shit?
Like we said yesterday, we still haven't gotten over what we've experienced in 2019 to 2020 and on. Mm-hmm. We still haven't gotten past that. Still.
And add in your day-to-day life. I promise y'all, this was not the goal of the show. But once I seen it and I seen the parallels, I said, gotta tell it. Because for you guys who don't understand, and you may be black, white, whatever, it's very real to us who live it on a consistent basis. And I'm sure one day, and I don't want it to happen to her, if Kim ever opened up about how she feels and what she fights, you'll see the same tears. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if Obi opened up and tells what she has gone through and what she goes through, you would see the same tears. But there's a level of vulnerability that you have to be comfortable with showing. Because you know why? That shit will be used against you too.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because then now the narrative will be, well, maybe you can't handle this. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're weak. Maybe it's too much on you. Mm-hmm. Because Lord knows we've heard that before. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all have. I've heard that in so many occasions of work. Of when you break down, people now pity you. Mm-hmm. They're not being empathetic. It's now pity. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've broken you. Mm-hmm. So now we're not even going to talk about this anymore. Maybe you should take FMLA. Maybe you should, try something else.
Take a break.
Yeah, take a break. Now we're tiptoeing around you because, like you said, now I'm deciding to show my vulnerability of this is too much. This is too much of a weight for me to carry on my own, and I'm frustrated because you're not hearing me and you're not seeing me. And then when you see people sit here and make a mockery of things like DEI that is specifically in place for us to be seen and heard and give us the same opportunities, that is frustrating. Mm-hmm. Extremely frustrating.
Because everybody who knows me knows I deal with our black and brown children majority of the day. And they're completely oblivious to what's going on around them. And in some ways, you want them to be. You don't want to expose this shit to them earlier than what they have to. But then also, by not knowing it, they don't realize the game that they're putting themselves so far behind just because of their behavior. And it fucking wears on you. And when you sit down and say, we need to talk about this, it's a fucking problem. We need to talk about it. And you can't talk. And you can't get it out. And you can't rectify it. And the problem continues day after day after day. It wears on you. You don't want to continue. There is a black person, if you are white or any other race, there's a black person at your job that this shit is wearing on them day after day after day of not being able to voice themselves in fear of, I will lose my job. I have to think of my children. I have to think of my finances. I have to think of my spouse. I have to think of all these other things. And I'm not saying act an ass and tear shit up and throw tables. Just simply voicing my opinion can come with repercussions that can alter my life forever.
It makes you question what happened to the phrase freedom of speech.
It ain't none. It ain't none. And once again, don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm talking about going to the extreme of I'll burn this motherfucker down. No. I'm saying, hey, supervisor, can I talk to you?
This makes me uncomfortable.
These are my issues. And then now a grudge being held because you are now bringing light to something that you feel may be unfair or unjust. You don't get the benefit of the fucking doubt. And what's crazy is people who don't look like us think you do.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
We don't get the benefit of the doubt.
Nope.
No.
You got one time. Y'all want to know why my kids love me the way they did at Enloe? Because I taught them just that. You got one time to mess up and it's all over. The school walls protect you because you can still be a kid amongst the school walls. But once you walk outside of those walls, people see you as a threat. I don't give a damn if you're a 9th grader or a senior. You are a black man the moment you walk outside those doors. And it didn't register for one of my players until he took his ass to the fucking state fair and they locked it. Well, it was about to lock his ass up until the cop pulled his ID out of his back pocket and said, oh shit, get the cuffs off of him. He's only 17. He'll tell you to this day that rang in his head from that point forward that this is not a game. And this is what we live. We don't get the benefit of the doubt. It hurts my soul. You know why? Because at my job, I see it by the numbers. The numbers say we don't get the benefit of the doubt. And who do I tell? And I have to eat that shit. So I eat that. I eat the experience of hope. Because yesterday, Auntie V said something and it hurt. Oh, you had hope.
We did. We did.
What the fuck are we supposed to have? And I'm not saying that towards Auntie V. She's seasoned to know, baby, that ain't happening.
Right.
We don't get that. We can't have hope. What? That shit is crazy.
It's like, what else do you have?
What the fuck else do you got?
Right. Right.
It hurt when she said that. Not because she said it, because it's true.
It's true.
Damn, I did have hope. But if we don't have hope, what do we got? Because biblically, it's faith, hope, love. And they're like containers, right? So first thing is hope. And when hope is empty, then the next container is faith.
Yes.
So then when faith starts to deplete, all you have is love. And then love is supposed to pour back into faith and hope. But the problem is with us, faith and hope deplete at the same time. And so now you're left in shock. There is no love. It's just hurt. You never get to fill your tank back up because you're fucking hurt. And who do you tell? Who do you tell? We all go through this shit. This is not dark. This is finally a black man who's saying, you know what? I got a platform. I'm going to tell you what the fuck's going on. And then you start to notice as men, I'm talking to the men, you start feeling the weight of your community. Because it turns into, well, what are you going to do? We need you. What are you going to do? And that's what Vice President Harris needs right now. She need that person. All right, here's the fucking plan. Let's get this shit together. That's why I asked, okay, so what do you do next? All right, we took the blow. What do we do next? Let's get on this shit. And think about that. You never get the time to just be. Because you got to think right now, if you watched yesterday, well, when do you start planning? I'm thinking, well, you take this thing.
Now.
She said now.
And honestly, like Auntie B was saying, even when I was watching, the news, a lot of the strategists and all that, they all said the same thing. Democrats have to start now. Technically yesterday, but now. So like you said, there is no time to be in your feelings. You got to keep it moving.
Now.
Right now.
Now, because you got to get ready for what you about to see.
Mm-hmm.
That like what we got to take on. We got to take these things on. And then we also got to plan so that it doesn't continue. So we're working two different battlefronts at the same damn time. This is wild. To even be able to sit down and talk openly about it and not have people telling us that we're crazy is wild.
Right.
Because hopefully somebody's watching this maybe if it's one person to be like, damn, word. This is our experience, man. I talk to her daily to talk her off the ledge because of her job. Daily. All right, man, what's the check-in? And even if I can't specifically help, it's just an outlet to get it out because I understand. Because there's somebody at the job that has favor that's fucking it up for everyone else, but you can't say anything because you might lose your job.
Right.
So you just got to eat it.
And the sad thing is, and this is what I want people to understand as well, because you always hear the whole thing of, oh, we'll just get another job. This continuously happens.
It goes from job to job.
It goes from job to job to job. It continuously happens. So you have to, at some point, weigh your pros and cons. And do you suffer in silence? Or do you say, okay, well, I'm going to stop and I'm going to go somewhere else to deal with the same level of bullshit, but just for a different company and different people.
May be worse.
And it may be worse.
And it may be fucking worse.
It may be worse.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So like you said, it's exhausting. It is exhausting. It's
exhausting, man. Like, and what you're saying, like the entitlement, it doesn't go anywhere. The shit I'm telling you about with the coaching situation for me is two entirely different schools. So you got an entitled coach at this school. I leave, go to another school, an entitled coach at this school. Both white men.
Who's threatening you?
Who's threatening me because I'm doing me. I'm not bothering you. I'm doing me. But doing me is a problem for you. That shit is exhausting. So then now you got to walk behind and kind of and keep it cool, because when you are the black person who's not afraid to speak your mind, you got to be ready to get cut at the knees.
Yep.
Or killed. My friend Charles says it all the time. Stop worrying about the people. Worry about yourself. I know it sounds, these are his words. I know it sounds fucked up, but historically, worrying about the people gets you killed. So either we talking about assassinated or your health just depletes.
Mm-hmm.
And people, we're not going to talk about how many times coaching football I've been in the hospital over these kids or over the stress. I've been hospitalized because I got to figure out how this kid is going to have a place to live because his mother kicked him out in the middle of the night. This is the type of shit that you go through, only for somebody to sit back and judge you, having no clue of what you've been through. At least sit down and talk with me. Talk with her. Talk with her. Just get to understand us. You may not agree, but just get to understand and be like, well, okay, well, I can see your point. Look at this shit from somebody else's fucking lens, but your own privilege.
Or ignorance.
Or ignorance. Just take the time to see what we're saying and see how we're expressing ourselves and be like, I wonder why. Let me see why. Stop trying to tell us what the fuck to do.
Right.
Please. And thank you.
Stop trying to control our I always joke with my fiance, don't control my chill. I finally get a goddamn chance to chill. I don't want to hear let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm sitting the fuck down. Stop trying to control our shit. Like sometimes we just need a fucking place to be. And you can't do it at work.
No, absolutely not.
I would love to be able to have some of the conversations and dialogues that I see coworkers have. I know I cannot.
No. Or I would love to be able to go to my supervisor and tell them how to do their job.
What I ain't gonna do.
And what I'm not gonna do and how you need to do and you. I can't do that shit. My ass will be fired. And then I'm sitting here like, well, I guess TDS is over with because we ain't got no money,
We
y'all.
ain't got no money.
Yeah. There's no and like you said, the privilege and the entitlement of when I watched that white woman walk up to a black woman, her supervisor, and tell her how she felt and what you need to do and you, that is privilege and that is entitlement, and we don't have those same liberties. We do not. And I have seen that from job to job to job to job. And I have a good friend from, back in the day where, she was my supervisor and I watched how she talked to people and the things that she did. And I'm like, if I ever did a fraction of that, my ass would be gone. And it's nothing against her, nothing, because you're allowed to do it. And it was even a running joke that she was, oh, don't do that because she'll do. But you are allowed to do that. I, as a black woman, and him as a black man, we cannot. And I even told this to the young black man that I work with. I know you can't say certain things, and I know you can't do certain things because you are a black woman talking to a black man talking to a white woman, and you can be seen as a threat and you can lose your job. So this man has to eat it every single day, even though he wants to cuss her the fuck out because you're messing with his money. It's okay for you to mess with his money, but he can't mess with hers. And he has to eat that every single fucking day to keep a job because he has to make sure that he can pay his goddamn bills. That's our fucking reality. Every single day.
That's disgusting.
From sun up to fucking sundown.
Then you go and have to deal with people that are Karens. So then you finally get to a fucking place where you say, I'm going to just be me. And then they want to tell you how to be you or where you can and cannot be you. Don't get me started on these shits. And the reason why I say don't get me started on this is because, see, here's the problem. Here's the thing. I have spent more time in your world than you have ever spent in mine.
Right.
I went to the schools. I've played on the teams. I've been to the conferences. I've been the only black person in the room. I've been one of 9 black graduates in my high school. Over 300 kids, you got 9 blacks. You better learn how to fucking communicate and talk. You better learn. I've had to learn how to operate in your fucking world. But you ain't never learned how to work in mine.
No, there's no way.
Unless you're exploiting it for your gain.
Talk about it.
Now you can exploit us, and you can take our gifts, and you can work our children to death in sports, and you can do all that for your personal goddamn gain. But then when it's time for everybody to go home, you're not going to the same communities that our kids are going to. You're not living in the same homes that our kids are going to. You take all your resources and all your information and all that stuff that you have that's privileged, and you go elsewhere with it. We have to sit in it because there's nowhere else for us to go. And then if we do get there, you question why we're there. And then now we have to deal with the fact that you constantly are going to make it hell for me being able to finally get just baseline.
Just a little.
You have to
Just a
protect
little.
it. It's not even question. You have to protect that little piece of heaven that you were
Just
able
to
acquire.
baseline. Fucking baseline. We ain't even talking about winning. We
No.
talking about getting to the starting blocks.
And that's just a nice neighborhood.
Winning. Come on, man. Now, my last piece, and then I'm done. Here's when I say coach of the year. Let's just talk about facts. This is the journalistic side of me. This is the journalism. This is me being a sports analyst. 6-3 is your record. Of the 6 games that you've played, or 6 games that you won, none of those teams have a winning record. None.
The fuck?
And not only do they not have a winning record, this is how bad the teams are. 1-9, 5-5, 0-10,
Mm.
2-8, 2-8,
Mm.
4-6. So your 6 wins
They're terrible.
are against
Awful.
bad teams.
Yes.
You got 150-50 out of all of them.
Now, this is why I say now, but when I was in that seat, here's what he said. You never beat the big one. You never beat the big teams. You never beat the hard teams.
Who are the hard teams?
Well,
I'm just
the
curious.
Leesvilles, the Millbrooks, the Cardinal Gibbons, and all that. And I never beat Cardinal Gibbons, and
Yeah.
nobody else has either.
Mhm.
So you never beat the big ones though.
Mhm.
This is what was said. Oh, it's not true. He hasn't beat the big ones. So then how am I man to man, coach to coach? Not the kids. The kids play who shows up.
Mhm.
So you don't fault the kids because
No.
whoever shows up to play,
They're playing.
I gotta play.
Mhm.
And my saying used to be, I don't care if they can't win, blow their ass out. Like Kennedy was the same way. I don't care if they suck, blow their ass out.
Mhm.
Whoever that shows up on that field, you as the kids, you play.
Mhm.
But when we talk coach to coach, and we talk about giving somebody such an honor as coach of the year, 6 of your wins against teams that have losing records. The team that you lost to, 2 teams that you've lost to, are in your conference. They beat you 40-0.
Jesus.
Oh.
But that is where he came from. So Cardinal Gibbons is where he came from as a high school coach. So the guy who's at Cardinal
Mhm.
Gibbons, you are a part of his coaching tree.
Mhm.
You whooped his ass 40-0, and you tell him
You're coach of the year.
you're coach of the year. Now here's the thing. I played you for the conference championship. Enlo ain't never been in that position.
Mm-mm.
I played you for the conference championship, and you know I don't have the same caliber kids you got, but you stood across that table and said, nope, you win the conference to be able to be the champ.
And just to be clear, he got coach of the year after the fact that the rule was been changed, right?
Well, no, they changed the rule this year for him because it's always been you have to win the conference. So now you
okay.
change the rule.
I just want to make sure my timeline was on point.
The amazing part to me is the person who's the most adamant about you have to win the conference. You spanked him 40-0,
And you feel as though
but
he
then
was
you
coach.
voted for him to be coach of the year.
Make it make sense.
That's your 54% of white men that voted for Trump.
Fix it, Jesus.
That's the mindset. It doesn't make a difference if you're fucked up. You're just not black.
Mhm.
That's why I told you when I read statistics yesterday in reference to, well, the white man, my experience lets me believe that they're going to vote to whom they identify with. They identify with Trump because Trump is a white man. They are a white man. There is no fault. I don't have a fault to that. I get into it when we start talking about the women and the minorities because that's who he has respected the most.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like for y'all to do this, where I'm like, what are you doing? But it's to be expected, no different than this. When you say, well, how did that happen? Easy. The person who has won the conference year after year after year after year after year has the most influence in the room. You are okay. You don't have to say, nah, I've won so much. I'll throw you a bone because I know how much it means to throw you that bone. I give it to you. And then you got a dude over here like me to say, how? And nobody's saying anything? Everybody gonna act like this shit is okay? Even the black people who were with me, you think this is okay? So much so that you celebrate this shit. Now, amongst the men, not the kids. The kids play who's on the field. No, I don't have no problems with the kids doing what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to play that game. You are supposed to win. But you know, as a coach, let me just shut the fuck up because I am a benefactor of somebody making it easier for me. Because the athletic director who wanted Block fired told a coach, I won't say his name because I don't want him to, man, damn, that's fucked up. When he was getting his ass kicked, the guy who's coach of the year, quote, I made it as easy as I could for him. Shit.
Hello. Clock it. Wait. In reality, this is what you really need.
Let's get it together. And I mean now.
I
Get
made
together,
it
ho.
as easy as I could for him. Shit.
Any
Because
fucking
up
beer,
until
bitch.
this point of him having this season, the mummers was, we might have to fire him because he just can't win. But it clicked. And that's all it needs to happen is for it to click. Once it clicks, then you can get some momentum. But don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Right.
When 1-9, 5-5, 0-10, 2-8, 4-6, 2-8.
The team's fucking suck.
Yeah. Now, here's when you say it ain't right, and then I'm leaving it alone. Just across the way at Southeast Raleigh, you have a black man who is doing the same exact thing with the same kids, because all these kids are Southeast Raleigh kids, who has the same record. And he's not coach of the year.
And when you told me that, that's where I was like, well, why not Rackley, right?
No, this is Coach Campbell that's at Southeast Raleigh.
Okay. But I'm thinking
Southeast
like of
Bulldogs.
all the people, why him? There's so many other coaches who
Well,
possibly
this is by conference. So your
Okay.
conference, that's why I said it's the room, the people, your conference, they vote for you, right? You can't vote for yourself. So when you win, it's truly a fucking honor because you didn't vote for you. They voted for you.
It's like an all boys club. in a
It
sense.
basically is. But now you got a man dealing with the same type of children just across the bridge of 40.
Turn up, Bulldogs. Let's go.
But he's not coach of the year right now. Now, hopefully they vote for him. I'm praying that they do because you would have to now look at it and say, now, hold on. This dude is third in his conference. The two teams that beat his ass are number 1 and number 2. And so how is he coach of the year? And then he lost to Southeast Raleigh. So coach of the year, imagine if I'm Southeast Raleigh and I know you got coach of the year and I whooped your ass.
Right.
Because he did. He whooped his ass.
So at that point, you might as well say anything goes. That anybody can get coach of the year.
If you're white.
So,
No, you
so
gotta be a
now,
white boy.
so now, but here's the thing. It would be unfathomable for him to be the coach of the year when in his conference is Clayton and Cleveland, which are two of the top schools in the state.
Really? I did not know that.
Yes.
Good for them. Good.
Leesville, Cardinal Gibbons, two of the top teams in the state. How do you get coach of the year?
Yeah, seriously.
When I was playing or coaching, I worked my ass off to get Enloe ranked 15 in the state.
What are they ranked now?
Not 15 in the state.
Tragic.
I got to start laughing because I'm telling you, when I tell y'all I'm mad, my hands are shaking. Not 15 in the state. Coach of the year. And you can only be, one thing I'm working on with my therapist is you can only be all but so mad at the person because they don't control it. He didn't vote for him.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You get mad at the process
Mm-hmm.
and you get mad at the thought that went behind this.
Mm-hmm.
The person, he may think I don't like him. You're irrelevant.
Fucking correct.
You're, here she go.
That was just a chime in.
Here she go. Let's go. But you actually are irrelevant because you didn't put yourself in that seat. Your peers did. Trump, you didn't put yourself in that seat. Your fucking peers did. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I know you do. I'm sorry for saying it like that. And it's just like, God damn it. Where do we get a win?
Right.
And then when we get that shit, how do we help other people win? Because that's what they do. When you sit down, when I'm giving y'all these examples, this is extremely parallel. Your peers put you in that seat.
And you know what? It's not funny. But the thing is, like you said, when it comes to the good old boys and looking out for one another, that doesn't work for us.
Mm-mm.
Do you know how many people I have tried to get to work at the jobs that I have been? I tried to get him hired.
They said no.
They told me no. But literally, I have seen daughters and friends.
Nepotism is
Yeah,
real.
the nepotism is real. And then to only find out that one of the people that, you know, is on our staff came because she's a part of one of the groups that our main like top earner is. So that's how she got the job, because she knew her. So we went ahead and just slid her in there. But when I sat here and said, well, I have somebody who has sales experience, who can build out an entire, you know, sales plan, all the stuff like that, I got them. Well, no, I don't want to do that because things can get messy. You know, I want things to still be comfortable during the holidays. What? Now, if I was white, and I came to you, there would be no problem.
Sure.
This has happened over and over again. We don't get to have nepotism, but God damn it, when I do have the ability to do it, you better fucking know it, that I'm going to try to bring everybody that I know in there with me, because we don't have that. We don't.
This is why I sat down with you niggas at that table and told y'all how this works. Because as a head coach, I seen shit that y'all have not seen. Conversations that were had that y'all know nothing about. Because the goal is to cut you young black men at the knees, but take your resources. Sure, I'll put you on my staff because you bring me black kids, but I will not promote you. And in the first chance that you get, I'm going to cut your ass and get you the fuck away from me after I get the kids. I know this shit for a fact. I've heard them laugh and joke about the shit. So I try to put black men together and say, all right, now we can do what they're doing. And y'all look at me and he just want to control shit. No, the fuck I don't. I told a man straight to his face, who now is the regional director for a football university in this area, they don't do shit for our kids here. All they do is take the parents' money and leave. Because I was a regional director. It's a finance game. It's a money game. If you don't have the money to be a part of it, you can't be a part of it. Why can't we build our own?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We have the influence to be able to build our own shit. We have the infrastructure and the leadership and the people in the right goddamn positions, but we keep going over there thinking that the white ice is colder, and we put the white ice in our glass and we drink from that shit and think that, well, it freezes a little different. It all freezes at the same temperature. That's not white people's fault. That's our fault. That's us. We don't trust us enough. And then we keep going to people who don't look like us, begging for opportunity, and get mad when they look out for their own people. We're not looking out for our own. That's insane. So at what point in time now do we sit down and say, well, this is a blow? Who's that?
Thank you, Sally.
Oh.
She said, I trust y'all.
Oh, thank you very much. And here's the sad thing. And Miss Sally, we're going to speak to this point. I'm not here because I got more help from black people.
Mm-mm.
I'm not here speaking because my people helped me out. I've been disappointed more by people who look like me and had the door slammed in my face harder by people who look like me, and it's insane. I've had in my journey far more white people that looked out for me and said, give this dude a chance. My problem is, though, I only get one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't bring nobody else with me. So when I step into the room, now I have to be able to be on at all times. And I got to be able to relate and converse in a world where no one looks like me. That's unwanted pressure. Because now being able to succeed comes like this. I trust you. I helped you get here.
You better not
Don't fuck this up.
Mm-hmm. Because it's going to make me look bad.
Because and I'll clip your ass before you know it.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people tell me this to my face. Like there's one day where I could just sit down on this thing and just tell y'all so many stories. I had a white man look me in my face when I was trying to start my all-star game. I will not use his name because he is a prominent coach in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But he told me to my face, who's backing you? I said, well, what do you mean who's backing me? I'm creating this. Nah. Somebody got to be backing you. I said, well, I got a sponsor with the Marines. Well, let me explain something to you. Quote, maybe if you put a couple of the boys in the game, this can go over a little bit easier. See, it's hard right now because everybody's not like me. So some of them don't understand like I understand. So if you put a couple of the boys in the game, maybe this will go over a little easier. God rest her soul, my mother was sitting next to me. And she had to fucking eat it. Because she said, well, she jumped in because my face turned into who the fuck you talking to? And that's being young and dumb. She jumped in and said, well, we'll consider it. We'll talk about it. And she started small talk because the one thing that he liked was my mother. He thought she was beautiful. Hug my, oh, Debbie, I love you. Oh, Debbie, anything I could do. She was the ticket to even have the fucking conversation. So then once we had the conversation and she heard what he said, leaving there, she looked me in my eye and said, do you understand what he told you? And I'm like, yeah, he want me to have what? You're not going to have this game if you don't put white coaches in it. But mom, I'm trying to highlight black coaches. Well, then you don't want to have this fucking game. Imagine this being the Do you hear that the other way? People got pissed off with DEI. People got pissed off with affirmative action, thought that was doing something for us. You can't make me hire? What the hell is this? Nah. So then if I say I'm going to create a lane for African-American coaches because you don't have that many, because the numbers show that you don't have that many, the very first thing he told me was, well, to be able to do it, you got to include us or the shit ain't going to happen. So I, hard-headed ass, said, I'm not doing it. And guess what? Fucking game didn't happen. Here's how he did it. He contacted the state athletic association because it was supposed to be Pittsburgh versus Cleveland, right? I actually rented the Hall of Fame stadium. This is all factual. If Charles Martin is watching, he can put in the comment. He could say, this is all factual. I rented the Hall of Fame stadium, Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. The coach in Pittsburgh, I didn't know his influence. His influence was I was fucking up the money because all the black kids wanted to play in my all-star game and not his all-star game. Well, he benefits from that because he gets money because they have donors based upon those kids playing in his game. I didn't understand the politics. So now I'm just looking to have a game based upon, hey, let's have these kids have fun, give opportunity, Nah, you fucking up my money, my bottom line. And you ain't putting us in the game? Watch this. So he calls the State Athletic Association in Ohio and tells them, Don't allow those guys to use the equipment. Make him have to get equipment on his own. Y'all know how expensive a fucking helmet is? One, you know how expensive a pair of shoulder pads is? So without him having to specifically cancel my game, he just canceled it by saying, you guys can't use the equipment. New rule, you can't use the equipment from your high school. You have to get your own equipment.
We're going to move that marker.
All-Star game, down the tubes. This is my experience with this shit. And this is why I'm saying, like, I don't use it as an excuse, because if we say this happened in 2010, so I didn't use it as an excuse to stop me from what I needed to do, but it's a goddamn bruise that ain't healed. And every now and again, you look down at that bruise because you remember how much it hurt. So then now when you go to the next opportunity, you stepping on eggshells because, well, maybe I do need to put a couple of boys in the game, and maybe I do need to, and maybe is it okay? And now you're not moving the same because that you remember how much that shit hurt. This shit is a reality. And I just need you guys to just look from our lens. That's all I'm asking. I don't ask you to agree. I don't ask you to do anything more. Just look from our lens and have just that piece of empathy to say, I can see it. You may not even like it, but I can see it. And for that, I'm going to ease up. We're not asking for favors. We're just asking you to get the fuck out the way. Please. Allow me to do what I do. I'm not asking for handouts. Kim's not asking for handouts. Obi's not asking for handouts. My friends aren't asking for handouts. We just asking for the same opportunity to acquire shit without you in my way. That's it. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But at least allow me to try without hindrance.
No, you gotta run these bitches off the road. Get the fuck out of the way,
Oh shit.
I mean, you can.
Oh shit.
But no, for real. Like at some point, like even though it is a hard road, at some point we really have to tell these people to move the fuck out the way because you're not going to stop us from our accomplishments. You're not going to stop us from our goals.
You're just making it a little harder.
You're making it a little harder. And you're going to find different ways to keep picking at me and nitpick with me. But you will never stop me. And that's on God.
And that's why we have TDS.
Our voice. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you see me, right? Now my contact lenses is blurry. But if she tells her story of why we're even fucking here, why this says our voice, our culture, it's me as big brother saying my sister's the shit, and we'll get our own. My sister's the shit. She was right in what she was doing. All right, well, fuck it. We'll figure this out together. Because at the end of the day, I got your back. Where is that at amongst our community? And let's have it. I got your back. Fuck it. We don't agree on a lot of things. And we are completely fucking different people. But we make this shit work. Because I respect her space. She respects my space. And guess what? All right, well, what's the ultimate goal here? Hey, nigga, what? Stop spending money we ain't got. You got it. You got it. We got goals. Ease up, bro. You spending money like we made it. We ain't make it. The bills need to be paid. You right. All right. My bad. You know what I'm saying? But allow us that space. Right. Allow us that space. And we will allow certain people to enter into our space. But know that if we looking at you like this, it's not because we don't like you. We remember the fucking bruises. And them shit still hurt. And we just got another bruise from our vice president, Harris. And now we wear that bruise and it hurts. We don't know how long it's going to take to heal. We have no idea what the pathway is. We don't fucking know. But here's what we do. No, we're not all right. So give us our time and we'll be back with you. Just give us our time to process and allow us to either A, have you as an advocate to help, or an adversary and move. But don't make it murky and try to be in the middle and still be a snake and stab us in the back. Just give us our time. And I promise you, we'll be back. And with that being said, I'm done.
Yeah. And God willing, we'll be back tomorrow.
It's TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. Peace.
We appreciate y'all. Be safe out there.